fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Tennessee Titans.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
They'll run on first down. Swift. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll go option to the short side. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. On second down now, Swift. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Murray with a 3rd and long. He's going to air one out. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Double up, double up. He's coming, double up. Shit.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. On play action, it's Murray. The open man is Westbrook. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 14.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Andy Isabella was the intended target, and it's 2nd down.
Ready? Touchdown. Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Kyler Murray, touchdown number 15 of the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau, and it's now a 7-0 game. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for everyone possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored. Give yourself.
And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. Josh Allen, make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That's taken on the 25. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Meanwhile, down in Dallas, an update from there. And it's the Cowboys that have moved out to an early advantage. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
On 2nd and 11 now. Murray And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Throwing is Murray on third down. Well, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that ball is caught by DJ Chark for the Jags touchdown. DJ Chark, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Throwing, Mariota. Steps away to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Now Brissett, the backup, his first throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
But this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start out here with the option left. Fournette, a first down carry. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
That 2nd down play nets a -4. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we?
maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop, but that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything, so it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Murray now to throw. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Josh Oliver, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Check 52.
On 2nd and 9, Brissett under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Josh Allen in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Hey, come on.
It's 3rd and long for Brissett. Going long here for Wallace. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the route is on here in this first half. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing, Brissett, and this one's incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. You got a young quarterback, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Josh Allen and the Jags take over in terrific field position. So shall we say a bold decision to go for it, and that bold decision does not pay off.
And when you talk about bold, you're saying all caps?
All caps.
Yeah, without a doubt. Maybe.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great play there with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, look your roll.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Josh Allen in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect it. Forced out to his left. They will find Davis. That's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
I'm coming after you.
Here's Brissett. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Play fake, Brissett. He'll buy some time right. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Incomplete on the deep ball. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
You got nothing today. You got nothing. Hey, check. Mike 50, Mike 100.
Brissett again. He finds his target, Fuller. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one goes for 24 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They go play action with Brissett. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Jags grab it. They find some open field here. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
This fielded at the 2. And a good return up past the 30, but was it aided by an illegal block or a hold? Let's see. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
On second down, it's Moss. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Third and short yardage. Brissett flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 20. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big third down play there for the Jags. 51 yards.
First down, Jaguars.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Murray off play action. Looking for the end zone. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They run the counter. Swift. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Out of the pistol, it's Fournette. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Good job.
Kyler Murray keeping it himself from 5 yards out as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that will extend this big lead. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. To throw on 2nd and 6. Brissett. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 2.
On 3rd down, Moss. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Here's Brissett, and he's going to go down way back at the 42-yard line. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Jags take over in terrific field position.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
On 1st down, Swift. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down.
Big stop, D. Big signal.
Throwing now is Murray. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And oh, it coughed it up. It's picked up by the Titans. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter.
We're going to shut you down.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
The 1st down screen pass, good for 5. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. The Titans on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Brissett, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. Now the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field.
Let's go. Hey, Nova. Watching your car.
The drive will start with an option going left. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
Here we go. Pittsburgh. Eat. Time to go. Night. Check. 55 to Mike. Check. 55.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. This is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Moss. He finds an opening past the 40. And some room to work. And all the way down to the 25-yard line. And he winds up getting this all the way down to the Jags' 25-yard line. A great run, but, this is probably where the offensive coordinator is saying, geez, we could have used a couple of these earlier in the game.
Hey, probably telling the head coach, well, talk to the run game coordinator about that. I just call the plays. We should have had this.
And, it'll be intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A big play there on the option. 49 yards on the ground. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
On 2nd down now, Swift. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Loss of 2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there. Often you talk about the three phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Josh Allen, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Throwing on second and long. Reset. He's going to let it fly. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no zero. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we sign off from Nashville.